Good morning and welcome to your Tuesday morning, early morning intuitive guidance. Happy 4th of July. I'm Dr. Bonnie Nussbaum. I am quite happy. Last night was the local fireworks and my dog was totally non-reactive. That is the first time ever that he just didn't lose it over fireworks. So I have no idea why the miracle, but hey, it was awesome. Good morning, Susan. Welcome, welcome. Glad you are here. And I'm kind of laughing about our card also. Welcome to whomever else has popped in. Glad you're here. Peggy, good morning, good morning. Because all of the little pieces, good morning, Cindy, good morning to whoever else just popped on. All the little pieces are coming together. So, last night I was feeling like, okay, I need some guidance. I need some direction. I need some sense of where are we going with this thing called life. Good morning, Carolyn. So I was muscle testing books to see what to read. And the one that came up was the Holy Moments book that I've been talking about recently. So I reread about half to 3/4 of it, and that just kind of settled everything down. It's like, okay, just follow the divine timing. It'll be great. Don't worry. So, good morning, good morning. Thank you for all the hearts and sunshines and all the other wonderful things, rainbows. So, was kind of in that place of, okay, I just need to hang with the flow, allow it to take me where I'm going, practice my faith and trust, etc. And then I went to do my Deepak Oprah meditation this morning, and I was looking through and I wasn't quite sure how far I had gotten in the 21-day series, and I saw Living Optimism, and I thought, oh, that one's perfect. I'm gonna listen to that one. So I listened to Oprah's introduction and I listened to Deepak's introduction, and it was about, before the meditation started, it was about halfway through Deepak's introduction, and I heard him say a phrase, and I'm like, I listened to this one yesterday. So that tells you how present I really was as I was meditating yesterday. So don't tell me you're no good at meditation. This is just the nature of the beast, okay? So I listened to it again. And it was also about divine unfolding. Good morning, Abigail. Glad you are here. It was about the divine unfolding. And to me, the biggest thing with the divine unfolding is me having faith and trust in it. Okay, good morning, Gwen. Welcome. Glad you're here. Got a whole crew here today. This is fabulous. And again, I believe that those of you who are here are destined to hear this message, that there's something in here for you. So that was the meditation. So then we move on to our card deck, Priestess of Light deck by Sandra Ann Taylor and Kimberly Weber. And I opened the book forgetting that the binding in this little book is totally falling apart, and I had cards or pages all over the place. But I thought that was okay, because as I was picking them up and renumbering them so they're in order in the book, I was reading some of the little snippets from them, and those fit in also. But our card for today is actually go with the flow. Go with the flow. Isn't that funny? And one of the things last night, I had listened to, blanking on her name, Amanda Ellis, and the reading that she had done a reading 2 days ago, and she typically doesn't do every day. And yep, I can teach you that, Carolyn, no problem. She typically doesn't do that every day. Well, here she was again with another video, and disgruntled as she was. So I'm like, I wonder what's up with this one. The gist of it was, because of some things, excuse me, unfolding over in her neck of the woods. She lives in the UK, so she was focused on the unrest that was happening in France. And she was very cautious about how she said what she said, because her point was, I don't want to be part of the problem. I want to be part of the solution. I don't want to inflame things that are already happening. I want to set as many of us up to be in a place of calm, stillness, wholeness, holding the light as the dark is kind of swirling around. And very much the idea that this darkness needs to be brought into the light. In particular, she was also talking about child sex trafficking and how bringing this into the light is going to be uncomfortable and painful, particularly for the people who, she calls them muggles, the people who aren't awakened yet. That those of us who've dealt with this stuff for years, it's kind of like, yes, this is an issue, we must address it, etc., etc. Those who are just becoming aware are going to go, what the hell is this? All right? So there was that little conversation, and she was talking about the waters and how important the waters are, which, you know, for me, the water is very important, the Great Lakes especially. And I had said to my friend Diane when we were out to breakfast yesterday, maybe tomorrow we need to go sit by the park. The park being on the Fox River, which is kind of an industrialized river, or has been historically, paper mills, etc., etc., but they have done a great job of trying to reclaim it for its natural beauty. So maybe we sit there and talk to the water and send some prayers, because waters that run through cities have this cleansing effect. It can take a lot of the ills from that city and wash them away. So that's what she was talking about with regard to France and the Seine River in particular, which goes right through Paris. So cleaning out some of that negative energy. So going with the flow is our card. I just love how this stuff all holds together. And hopefully that also gives you some solace that things may look terrible, horrible, awful, but it's all in service of this clearing that's going on. Letting go, cleansing, receiving. So here's our card. Let's take a couple of breaths. Nice deep breath in through the nose. Out through the mouth. In through the nose. Out through the mouth. And you may notice I am finding today I am breathing much more deeply and easily than I was yesterday. So I think that full moon that happened is kind of opening stuff up. So here's the card, and then Carol and I will remember to talk about how I muscle test. Go with the flow. Letting go, cleansing, receiving. This priestess of the waterfall rises from the foam, holding the mists of the water spirits close to her heart. She wears a golden spiral of infinity on her headdress, which is interesting because I immediately thought seashell, and I appreciate the secret geometry of seashells. So she wears a golden spiral of infinity on her headdress, symbolizing the power of purification and the release of negativity. So again, all these things talking about optimism and staying positive and holding the light even when things seem dark. When this card appears in your spread, it announces a time of quiet energy, encouraging you to release resistance and go with the flow. True release requires a conscious intention to let go of control and embrace the cleansing energy of non-attachment. There we are again, non-attachment. So pay attention to the process, release the outcome. Release the outcome. Take a break from trying to force your will and open your heart to the guidance of the Spirit flowing within and around you. This doesn't mean you should take no action. It means your action should flow with your intuition. Water is an important element in your life experience. It brings clarity and understanding and presents the presence of Spirit. You are a body of water, as is this blue planet of ours. On that level, you resonate with Earth and every entity on it. So charge the water you drink with love. There's no reason you can't just take your cup, hold your hands over it, and infuse it with love, and then drink it. How cool is that, right? And if you're not familiar with the work of Dr. Masaru Emoto, you might want to look up his stuff, because he did a lot of exploration with regard to water and crystals and the energy we put into water and how it impacts the formation of crystals, etc. Okay, so charge the water you drink with love and affirm Spirit's presence in the rain. in the shower, in all the water around you. This cleansing intention purifies your energy and releases limitation and negativity. And again, the more of us who are holding this space of beauty, love, faith, trust, optimism, positivity, etc., we're reaching that tipping point where the negativity is going to be cleared. How do I spell the name? Tell me which name I'm spelling. Give me your bastardized version of it. Oh, Masaru Emoto? I believe it's Musaro, and it's Emoto. Emoto. Sorry, all of a sudden my brain went, what did I just say? That's kind of what happens when I get into flow. It's sort of like the words are coming through me instead of me, and I'm not always aware of what I just said. So, okay, let's see. Such a clear and vibrant resonance then opens your life to the unlimited flow of abundance available to you. And again, that's an important thing. Assuming abundance. Don't assume scarcity. Assume abundance. There's more than enough to go around. We have what we need. We will continue to have what we need. Our mindset gets in the way. Thank you, Cindy. Much appreciated. Okay. Let go and receive, for the river of endless opportunity is coming your way. The river of endless opportunity is already flowing through you. Do you pay attention to it? Do you value it, honor it, believe in it? Okay? Here's the affirmation. I move comfortably through the experiences of my life. I move comfortably through the experiences of my life. I release resistance and align myself with the joyous energy flowing freely through the world. I release resistance and align myself with the joyous energy flowing freely through the world. Okay, so getting back to Carolyn's question, how do I muscle test? There are myriad ways you can muscle test. The way I typically do it is I make a loop in one, put a finger through, okay? I put my eyes down because I want to get into the emotional aspects of whatever sentence, guidance, whatever I'm looking for, all right? So I'm actually going to show you, demonstrate with this, part of this. So I'm going to take the I release resistance. Let's just take that sentence and we're going to muscle test it. What am I muscle testing? I am muscle testing, is my subconscious mind on board with this particular statement? I use an iceberg as a demonstration for clients that I'm working with to show our mind. And good morning, Mary. Glad you are here. The part of the iceberg, the little tip of the iceberg that sticks above the water level, is your conscious mind, estimated to be about 5% of your total consciousness. The level of the water is your level of awareness. And then the monolithic part beneath the water level, ask the Titanic about that, is the subconscious mind. That which we are not aware of. Thank you, Cindy. Much appreciated. That which we are not aware of. 95% of our consciousness, that's what it's estimated at. So when we do affirmations, when we do all of our positive stuff consciously, we're really only throwing 5% of our consciousness at whatever it is we're trying to accomplish there. We need to know what's going on the subconscious level. We need to get that on board. We want that 95% of our mind to be working for us instead of against us. So if I keep saying, I'm capable of anything, I'm capable of anything, I'm capable of anything, and my subconscious mind's like, no, you're not. You can't. You're weak. You can't do it. You're never going to amount to anything, blah, blah, blah. If that chatter, oftentimes gained in childhood, is going on below the surface, you're not going to have much bang for your buck with that little bit of your conscious mind that's trying to make a change. So, muscle testing is the way that I teach people how to discern what they truly believe and then change it. Methods I used. A lot of energy work, Psych K, EFT, the tapping stuff is what EFT is, EMDR, which is for trauma, all kinds of tools that shift that stuff that's stored at the subconscious level. So, make the loop, put your finger through, shift your eyes down. And you're not arm wrestling here, so you don't have to be a maniac about how much energy you're applying. All you want to apply is enough that you can tell the difference between when it holds and when it lets go. All right? I'm now to the point, I've done this for so many years that oftentimes I can feel whether it's going to be strong or weak before I even muscle test it. I still sometimes like to muscle test it just to be sure. But I can feel the energy draining out of my body if I'm saying something that I am not in alignment with. And then I can make the changes to it. Oh, funny. Okay, something just popped into my head. We'll go from there. But anyway, so in this case, I always start with my name. My name is Bonnie. My name is Ralph. I pick an opposite sex name and say it as if I mean it. And the energy in my body goes, wait a minute, you're not Ralph. There's weakness, and it pops through. So I believe I'm Bonnie. I don't believe I'm Ralph. Muscle testing takes some practice. Don't worry about it. It's like tying shoes. It's like learning to ride a bike. It's like whistling. You aren't good at it to begin with, okay? So practice. If you find that everything you're testing is strong, you're probably too ramped up, okay? So then you're going to calm yourself down with your breath. And you can also do the whole brain posture. Remember that? We cross one ankle over the other, arms out like a zombie, cross at the wrists, turn your palms down and rest them in your lap. And just sit like that for a moment till you feel things start to ratchet down. Take some nice deep breaths. Once you have things calm down, then go back to your muscle testing, okay? Again, well, the biggest thing when I was teaching this stuff many decades ago, the biggest thing that people made a mistake was their eyes were all over the place. Eyes down. Heads up, but eyes down. I just feel like a photographer when I tell people that. Head up, eyes down. Okay? And then test. Make your statement. You're not asking a question. You're making it as a definitive statement. I am, I have, I do. So, I am Bonnie. Strong. I am Ralph. Weak. Again, I'm not applying a ton of pressure. Enough I can tell the difference. All right? So that's one way you can do muscle testing. Other people like laying their hand flat on a surface, so if here's the table, and just poke a finger up, and then they apply pressure to the finger. Other people like using, do I have anything? Oh yeah, somewhere in here. Here it is. Let me get out a little bit here. A pendulum. So, good morning, Mel. The thing with the pendulum is I hold it between the pads of my fingers because there's muscles in there. This is still a muscle test. So again, eyes down. Show me a yes. And it starts moving back and forth. Show me a no. And it starts moving in a circle. Okay. Then I make my statement. I am Bonnie. Moving back and forth. I am Ralph. Moving in a circle. Okay? So that's another thing. You can use a necklace. It doesn't matter what it is. These are just tools. These are just tools. And once you are familiar, I had one friend of mine who was a psychiatrist, and she felt like her whole body was kind of the pendulum. So she'd move forward and back, or she'd move side to side, or she'd move in a circle. Her body served that purpose. Okay? Good. I'm glad this is helpful. Awesome, awesome. One that I like to use with people who struggle with resistance is a coin. So I'm just going to, I got a little angel coin here. And on the one side is the angel, and on the other side is something else. So you can flip a coin. All right? Now, it's not the flipping of the coin and how it lands that matters. It's how you feel about it. So let's say heads means yes and tails means no, and I flip the coin and it lands and I am disappointed. That tells me something, doesn't it? So there's all kinds of ways to work with this stuff. We've worked for eons, right? Going within, discerning. So you don't necessarily have to rely on a muscle test to get you an answer to something. You can be still. You can be quiet. You can go within. Discernment. It's in you. It's all there. Okay, fabulous, Mel, because that was another thing I was going to say. And I'm actually thinking maybe I would do once a month, an hour online where people come with their questions, their issues, their I need to know this, or I want to head that direction, or is this good for me, blah, blah, blah. And we can do the muscle testing together. We can learn some things about the process and how we can make changes, so that can be a possibility. Also, I love working with people one-on-one. If you're like, yeah, I don't want to talk about my stuff in front of other people. Some people are fine with it, some people are not. You can work with me individually. I would love to have some more clients right now. I'm kind of it's been sort of quiet for the summer, and that's a good thing because I'm getting other things done, but it can also be the opportunity to do some more things with those of you who want to do that. So, to begin, if you're interested in individual coaching with me, you can go to my website, www.empowermentandpurpose, all spelled out, all little letters.com. Look at the services tab. It gives you an idea of what I'm offering at this point in time. And there are no prices on it because I want to talk to people. I hate it when people only make the decision based on money. That is not a great way to run your life. Yes, we need to pay attention to what we're investing in, but we don't want that to be the be-all and end-all. My coaching program was $15,000. I knew it was what I was supposed to be doing. Was that a stretch for me at this point in time? Hell yes. Is it what I was needing to do? Hell yes. So, make the leap, do what you got to do, all right? So, my programs are not $15,000, just so you know. So, that's it. You can sign up for a discovery call. We do a little Zoom. You fill out a little questionnaire ahead of time. I ask you a bunch of questions about things. I lay out what I would do for you and with you. And then you have a couple of days to think about it, make a decision, and on we go. Some people decide, nope, not right now. And then I'll ask permission to give you a call in 60 days, 90 days, whatever chunk of time you think is reasonable to ask, where are you at now? Are you interested? Blah, blah. Derailed. Hang on. Squirrel. I looked up at the curtain and thought, gee, that's really pretty. Those curtains are really pretty. Yeah, a little bit ADD. Good morning, Alana. Glad you are here. So, that's what you can do if you want to work with me individually. Check out my website, empowermentandpurpose.com. All spelled out, all little letters. Services tab. Or, if you're interested in me offering this kind of a 1-hour workshop once a month where people can bring their problems, their issues, their whatever. It doesn't mean I'm going to have time to work with everybody in an hour, but I certainly can teach you things in an hour so that you also become more discerning. Again, I don't want to be your guru. You don't need a guru. You've got all your answers within you. It's just accessing the right file drawer and the right file and the right page. So, tools for doing that. So, let me get that together. I'll get it posted and we'll get it started. Once a month, we're gonna get together for an hour, maybe an hour and a half. We'll see how many show up, and then we can do some work for people. So that is it for today. We are practicing going with the flow. If you can access a body of water today, go and sit there. A river, a stream, inland lake, one of the Great Lakes, the ocean, whatever. If you can be near water at some point today, do it. And just listen to the water. Let the water guide you. Again, right now we're not supposed to be doing. We're supposed to be. We're supposed to allow, release resistance. Okay? That's our plan. You needed this card today. I needed this card today. The 8 of you that are on here right now, usually by the end of the day, 100 or so have watched. We're the ones who need this information today. So, soak it up, run with it, let's see what happens. I'll see you again tomorrow. Remember, you are capable of far more than you think you are. You're welcome. Bye-bye.